to lose. I'm built to win. Applied myself. I filled it in. No time for that doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss.
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes. They gonna take
this is what we got to tell.
I've been doing this.
I filled it in. No time for that doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for that doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Oh, Tom on it on. Here we go. Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. Excited about today's episode. Man, it's going to be a very entertaining episode as always, but we got some guests coming through. If y'all watched yesterday, we had a Thursday night thriller. We had the Cowboys against the Giants. If y'all saw the episode yesterday, we had Big O, Carlo, on, and we had Keith and his man on from the represent the Giants. And they supposed to come on today, and they're going to recap the game because the Cowboys won. We got to recap that game, Dave. And then we got my boy Trent coming on. Trent's going to come on the second half of the show, and we got to preview this Eagles and Bucs game. We're going to pick a winner, and we're going to talk about why. And lastly, which 3-0 team will most likely catch their first L in week 4. But look, Missy get done sometime when he not here right now. Shout out to his sister, the sister B-Day. Right, spending time with the family. So that's what we do. You know, we're not going to force you to be here. Go ahead and spend time with your family. Go ahead and have fun. But Davey Dollar's here. He wasn't here Thursday or Tuesday, but he's here right now. I think he wasn't here Monday either. I don't know. He wasn't here all week for real, but he's here today. It's Friday.
I was here Monday.
He's here. It feels like so long ago, you know. Oh yeah, you were here. Oh yeah, you definitely were here Monday. That's right. So, how you doing, man? How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I'm feeling good. Got some great news coming soon, so I'm definitely excited about everything. Can't say the same thing about the 49ers, but you know, I'm definitely excited about everything. Ready to talk about today's show. Want to hear your perspective on what 3-0 team is going to lose on Sunday, and you know what today is, Joe. It's Friday. What happens on Friday most of the time, man? When people go to the club, they have happy hour, they turn up.
Turn me up, 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 up.
Other than that, Joe, do your thing.
And for those who haven't tuned in before, you probably like, Joe, why the shades? Listen, I'm wearing these every episode until we're not in first place. I might have them on for a while, you know, but you know, before we get into that, Dave, you know, I was going to throw in the topic, which rookie had the biggest impact. I think we all know the answer to that. You know what I mean? We know the answer to that, Dave. I got to throw that out there. Because I know last week you and Tom had a lot to say. But I want to play a clip real quick. And there's no shout to y'all, but I'm going to play a clip that, you know, I kind of spoke into existence. Let me play the clip real quick for you. You know, I wish I would have had it black and white so people could know what's in the past. But let me throw this clip for y'all. Here. Shout out to my boy Jaden, man. Hey, look, we're going to keep balling every week. We got the Bengals this Monday. Hopefully, we can come back on here and have that same question, and then they will finally pick you that had the biggest impact. So first, you had to win. Okay, you won. Now you got to score. First you scored a TD, but you didn't win. Okay. Now you got to win, but you didn't throw a TD. Oh, okay. So you need a rush for a TD, throw a TD, win, and then we'll say, but he ain't had 300 yards. So it's go crazy on Monday. All right. Hey, what he do, Dave? Do it, TD. Rush the TD. He won the game. Shout out to my boy JD. Held it down. He watching the show. But look, y'all. We are streaming this on 2 platforms. We are streaming this on YouTube and Facebook. So make sure y'all like the video on both of the platforms. Follow and subscribe on all of our social media platforms. Share this video with an individual so they can come on and watch live with y'all. Because y'all can be involved in the show by being in the comment section. We can see all the comments I will be putting out throughout the show. Shout out to my boy Daniel. Yo, first comment. Shout out to you. Shout out to Carl in the comments also. And then look, we're going to have a lot of fun today. Last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. Let's get this party started. So look, like I said, Cowboys and Giants played yesterday. We got one of the 2 participants that showed up. You know, like a lot of people probably expected that. The losers usually don't come back, all right? But we got my boy Big O here. We're going to bring him up, Dave. Let's get him up here.
Let's go. Oh, what's going on, my guy?
Oh, he got the shades on too. Okay. What's up, O? Can you hear us?
Oh, can you hear us?
Hey, what it do?
All right, there it is.
Y'all
All
can
right.
hear y'all?
All right, bad. Appreciate you for coming on, man. I know you would. All right, man. At the meantime, Dave, listen, we both tuned into that game. We were live in the chat. You know, we made some adjustments. We made some adjustments. You know, just for the people in the chat, but we won't do that ever again. But Dave, after watching that game, what was your biggest feedback to that game?
The Giants just can't beat the Cowboys for some reason. It just won't happen. Remember, they no matter if it's close, no matter if it's a blowout, they just tend to continue to lose. Also, the refs kind of took the fun out of that game. I feel like they were throwing flags every down. Seemed like there was a flag every down, every quarter, every second. Somebody was doing something. There was a hold here. There was defensive hold here. There was a late hit here. You know, somebody was, you know, they weren't really on the line. They were supposed to be illegal formation. It seemed like the rest was just trying to have a field day. Like the rest were trying to have their own little highlight reel. So that's what I kind of took from a little bit. But, you know, CD had a good game. Daniel Jones actually did not look bad last night. You know, he had some promising throws in that game. Malik Neighbors, of course, cooked that cornerback that was on him during that time. Yeah, they are missing Stephon Gilmore. I'm pretty sure Stephon Gilmore wouldn't have got beat that bad. And you see what he's doing in Minnesota right now. I thought in my head the game plan would have been Trayvon Diggs travels, and you know he would be the one-on-one with Neighbors all night, and that clearly didn't happen. So it was actually you definitely did, but it was definitely a good game. It was better than I expected. I thought it was going to be a blowout, honestly, but it wasn't. And the Giants actually fought. You know, they had a chance to win the game late, and it just didn't happen. The defense stepped up when they needed to because the Cowboys only scored 2 touchdowns in the game. I thought that Dak was going to go off. Clearly, he didn't. He had 2 touchdowns, but he didn't go off. So it was a pretty good game that I watched. And to me, it seems like the Giants, I don't know, the second game around, the Giants may actually win the game finally against Dallas for the first time since 2017. So who knows what'll happen. But all I know is Cowboys won again. Daniel Jones still has not thrown a touchdown in Meadowlands since he got his contract, so that doesn't look good for him. And Giants are the worst team in the NFC East.
Let's get it. All right, let's get Big O back up here. Let's get him back up here. All right, we're going to try this again. We're going to try this again.
What it do?
What's good, O? How you doing, man?
How y'all feeling today, man?
We good. I'm just happy to see somebody's feeling good today because apparently, only one showed up today.
Hey, man, you know, when you beat a team 16 times, man, you got to throw the shades on, man. You know, you got to throw the shades on. You know, you got to feel real happy, man.
All right. That was a big win, though. That was a good win. I saw the stat. It said that it was the highest viewed Amazon game and highest viewed NFL and Amazon game in history. Most viewed game. I know all of us in the chat was tuned in and locked in the old game. So just give me your recap of that game.
My recap of the game was not what I expected to be. You know, I said it was gonna be 40-10. It wasn't that. The game was kind of sloppy, to be honest. I was happy that we got that face mask call, you know, because I don't know what the ref was doing. I think he had these glasses on when he called that. Then, that defense, man. It's just like, I don't know about these corners. Like, outside of like Caitlin Carson, like everybody else be getting burnt up, and it's just crazy. And Malik Neighbors exposed that yesterday. Like, I haven't seen our cornerbacks get exposed like that in a little minute. I thought Anthony Brown was out there. You know what I'm saying? I said, dang. But another person I want to get some kudos to, though, was Mozzie, though. This probably was like Mozzie's best game. Mozzie was everywhere last night, and Overshown. I always talked about Overshown like about a year ago. He got injured and stuff. When we had our Cowboy panel. That's what I was talking about, Overshown. And if anybody watched that game last night, they know who number 13 is. He coming. I'm trying to tell you. That boy is a hard hitter, man. But other than that, though, just how we got the W. You know, it was a sloppy game. I was, just happy that Daniel had to throw the ball downfield like that for the last play, and it wasn't nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? And, hey, beat him 16 times, man. Man. We haven't lost since 2016, So,
crazy.
Hey, I would have loved to see my brother Keith on here. Brother Keith. That's what I'm going to start calling his name is Brother Keith. Brother Keith.
Yeah, he's supposed to be coming on with that jersey, too.
Hey, that's what I'm waiting on. That's why I asked for the shades on to make sure I see it clearly, man.
Yeah, like I do think both quarterbacks were efficient yesterday, but one of the issues y'all had going into this game was y'all run defense, and y'all only allowed 26 rushing yards. Y'all, out of all the games that happened this year, this was the lowest yards someone allowed in the game all year. So this was like the best run defense performance. So how you feel about that going forward?
Actually, I felt good about it. I mean, it was the Giants, and how people gonna say it's the Giants, but 1.1 the carry is kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? Coming from, I think they combined both teams, and it was like what they put on the screen? It was like 436 yards and like 7 TDs. To have a night like that, we just gotta continue that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had a couple little big plays though, but I said in the chat, that run defense was cool. I must say though, it definitely stepped up last night.
Yeah, and then I think the good thing about that though, Daniel Jones usually is out there getting rushing yards too, and y'all held him to only 3 yards. That's one of the things that he be using. But I gotta be honest, Cardo.
Yeah.
Watching that game, right? Even though y'all won, I think I put in the chat. Afterwards, I was like, I don't know, man. This don't feel like the 12-5 Cowboys. I felt like even though y'all won this game, I was expecting y'all to dominate, and y'all didn't. Right? So, how you feel about that?
I said we was gonna win 13 games. This don't look like no 13 winning team, game winning team. So it's crazy. And now we got key injuries. You know what I'm saying? Like DeMarcus Lawrence, he's a beast in the run game. And what Micah is. Micah just, and it's our defense is it's just some key injuries, man. It's just like I have a feeling if we didn't have the injuries and like with the Deron Bland, I would probably still keep the hopes of the 13 win. But as of right now, though, I'm more of a 9 game. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I see us losing games just because of the corners. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna pick on those corners. Like we played Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, we played Pickens. You know what I'm saying? That boy nice, man. Trayvon need to travel with him. You know what I'm saying? Cause man, everybody else is going to get, gonna have Malik Neighbors numbers.
Yeah, he was
To my
cooking.
boy get back, man. Like Deron Bland, he plays a key factor, man. But other than that, though, man, hey, just better days coming, man. When everybody get back healthy.
Yeah, it's cool because Malik Neighbors, he did have a good game, but I feel like this is the second game that he could have won the game. Like he had a drop
Yeah.
pass against us, and he didn't get his feet down on that throw from Daniel Jones. He gotta get
Yep.
that second foot down. He gotta
Yep.
drag that Jones. He didn't
No,
even drag it.
but nah, Joe, I did look closely at that replay. But it don't even look. It looked like it's like he caught it, but it's like he didn't really have it though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
From the
Yeah,
angle I was looking at. So I was
yeah,
looking. I'm
full
like,
control.
oh wow.
Now you mentioned it, the injuries, right?
Crazy.
DeMarcus Lawrence hurt, Michael Parsons hurt, and they saying that it's looking like they're gonna miss the next 2 games at least. So like y'all got a bye week 7, but I'm looking like y'all games though. It don't get pretty. I feel like that Giants game y'all just won was a big game. Y'all would have lost that because y'all got Pittsburgh who's undefeated, like you said. Then this is at Pittsburgh. Then y'all got Detroit again, like Carl always say. Y'all always play Detroit at home. Then you
Yep.
got your bye week. But then after that, the 49ers in San Francisco. You go to Atlanta to play the Falcons. Then you play Philly at home. Then you play the Texans on Monday night. So it's like, how you feeling, man, with these injuries? You think y'all gonna pull out, like y'all gonna come out this like that gauntlet? I would say, because then y'all got us after that. So we'll see what we got after that. So the next time y'all play the Giants, week 13. So you got the Steelers, Detroit, 49ers, Falcons, Eagles, Texans, Commanders. That's tough. So you think that, like,
All those
how you
games gonna be
feeling?
tough. All those games gonna be tough with all these with these key injuries to our key defensive players. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like Deron Bland's supposed to come back either 49ers game or just wait it out to the bye week. But I'm just hoping the Micah injury is just not that bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to rush him back because, like I said, he's one of our better players, our best player on that defense. So, I just want them to slow walk that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him to rush back and then now he's gone for the season. You know what I'm saying? I just want him to nurse that. Now, D-Law, man.
Because that one's serious.
That one is super serious. Like, that one is super serious. And he was already, matter of fact, when we played Baltimore, and I want to say after we played Baltimore, I want to say like the next 2 days, he was on the injury report with the foot injury, the same foot. So I already knew what time it was when they said he had the foot injury, and I saw him on the sideline. So they said that's 3 games. So that's what Pittsburgh, Detroit, and who out there? The Falcons, right? No.
Yeah, you got Pittsburgh, Detroit, the 49ers. Then the Falcons.
Okay.
Then
And then that
Philly.
bye week after the 49ers, yeah.
No,
So he got
the bye week after Detroit.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he needs to just set it out too, man. Because like I said, he's older in age too. He's like the same D-Law, you know what I'm saying? He's up there in age, so he needs to nurse that too. We just got these pieces that just need to step up. Like last night, I seen Carl Lawson get in the backfield. You know what I'm saying? It was just like some pieces I seen. I'm like, okay, they might could do something. Oh, and I'm saying on the show right now, Marcus Nealon. Watch out for him.
Okay.
Number 94. I'm trying to tell you. Watch. He's gonna be a nice player. He's gonna be a nice player. But other than that though, I just want this defense. If we could do what we did against the Giants, even though Pittsburgh is not the Giants, but you know what I'm saying, we can just contain the certain pieces on Pittsburgh, like some of their key players. You know what I'm saying? We should be able to maintain that game, and it shouldn't be able to get out of hand because I don't want it to get out of hand. You know what I'm saying? Because them corners is suspect.
Man, they saying Lauren's gonna be out at least 4 weeks.
Joe, we can go out there and do a better job, Joe. Yeah. You know,
Especially on that.
he might not come back to the Texans or something or the Eagles.
Yeah, he's gonna be out for a while, man. And then Michael Parsons, he's they're not sure about Michael Parsons because after the interview, after the game, he said that he's gonna make it back next week, but he didn't know how serious the injury was. They said so. Now I do got another question for you. So I listened to Dak Prescott's press conference, right?
Yes, sir.
And he talked about how he hopes that the media takes a light. Like he was playing, joking, like, I hope y'all take a light. He said we got to change the narrative. That's what he said. We got to change the narrative. And I feel like that's what we did today with this win. And hopefully, if guys want to see what people are saying about them, it's all positive. And then he said, I asked that y'all keep it positive. Then he like jokingly said that. But like I listen, I'm like, dang, these dudes really care about they letting the outside noise affect, you know what I mean? Like what's going on inside the locker room? Because usually guys go out there and be like, man, we don't really care about what y'all say. Even though they do care to an extent, but it won't affect their play. So how you feel about Dak saying that?
I mean, I just, they always just on Dak, they always on his back. So Dak is just, he just say whatever to say to keep the media, just the media, you know what I'm saying? He just one of those type of guys, you know what I'm saying? And he's definitely just saying keep it positive because if we would have lost, like I said, negative, they probably put the game on him and he had a good game, you know what I'm saying? So that's why he just jokingly probably said that. I didn't watch the press conference. I'm going to watch it after this, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't watch it, so... to really understand exactly, exactly what he really was saying. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it just sounded like to me, they always putting the blame on him. The media always got his name in their mouth. His name is everywhere. Dak can have a good game, man. It was Dak's fault. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he's saying keep it positive. If we're gonna talk about it, we played it was a nasty game, but you know what I'm saying? We came out with a W. And I had a conservative game.
Yeah, I think Dak straight. I think straight. I think he was speaking on other players in our team. But we got Javon in the comments. Steelers fan for those who don't know. Shout out Mr. RBO. Make sure y'all subscribe to Real Ballers Only on YouTube. And he said, I want the same O that said, Vaughn, bring your terrible towel to wipe your tears.
Oh, don't worry. Hey, Vaughn. I got a white towel. It ain't no terrible towel. Hey, I'm gonna wipe my tears with that one. Not that terrible though. I hope I ain't got to wipe my tears at all though.
Y'all play in Pittsburgh.
I hope it be a nice fall game. But hey, Vaughn, don't worry. I see you on the show.
Yeah, yes, we got y'all. See, y'all need Michael because Michael be talking about TJ. He don't really. He think TJ overrated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So within these 10 days, they saying it's really not that he is like making sure he's treating it or doing whatever he needs to do, elevating it or whatever he needs to do. Because like I said, we definitely gonna need him. We don't need to cause that distraction to Justin Fields though, man. Because that's another mobile quarterback. He's better than Deshaun. So we playing with somebody who's a little bit more quicker than Deshaun. You know what I'm saying? So
chill, man. Deshaun, man. He just Carl. Yeah, man. Yeah. Michael Parsons thinks Myles Garrett is better than TJ. He don't think TJ is like as a pass rusher, he said. As a pass rusher, he thinks TJ is like basically overrated. He got other guys ahead of him. But yeah, man, me personally, I feel like Malik Neighbors. Man. Yeah, he is. TJ crazy. But I feel like with the Giants though, I know the Giants fan didn't show up. No show. But I feel like on the behalf of the Giants, I feel like Daniel Jones he's been playing decent football, but if he made a few throws, that game they probably could have won that game. He underthrew guys like crazy. He underthrew like 3 passes that could have put them either in scoring range or it could have been a score. So he did that. Malik Neighbors dropped that. Well, he didn't get that second foot down.
Right.
They couldn't get the run game going. I do think Dak played well, but I'm watching y'all and I'm like, yo, like I'm so used to y'all like just dominating teams like this. You know what I mean? Like y'all play a Giants team who's
Dominating.
not that good. You know, so I'm sitting back, I'm like, dang, a 5-point game. And then it's like a weird one. It's like 20 to 15.
Weird game. Nobody ever projected that. Them boys kicked all field goals. Man.
Yeah, so you know, so I'm like, yeah, I expected, you know, like I'm kind of worried for the Cowboys. I'm not gonna lie, man. And now with these injuries, it's like, and y'all schedule don't get good, so it's like I'm kind of worried. I'm not gonna lie. Then your boy Aubrey missed a field goal. That kind of shocked me. But yeah, so.
That's because I probably was talking about him too much. That's why. But hey, I'm the best kickers, man. He already breaking records. You know what I'm saying? Another yard on that 62-yard. With a bro Justin Tuck jump, I think, if I'm not mistaken, for real. Because it's him and Justin Tuck now. You know what I'm saying? For the longest, Justin Tuck got about 1 yard. So, you know, 1 more yard, you could have tied that up with somebody who's been in the league for some years. You know what I'm saying? As Paul say, Super Bowl champion. No, man, he was about to tie it up with a Super Bowl champion. You understand? Man. And he was a soccer player.
Aubrey the best kicker in the league, man.
That boy was kicking goals.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said Aubrey the best kicker in the league.
Nah, he's definitely the best kicker in the league, bro. There's just no arguing with that, bro. He's the best kicker in the league, bro. I put Aubrey up with anybody any day, though.
Yeah, Aubrey right now is like, yeah, he automatic, bro. When he missed that field goal, I was like, what? I was shocked.
Yeah.
But yeah, Big O, appreciate you.
Hey, Joe, I promise you, you're not gonna miss no more.
Well, y'all be trying everything with him though. Y'all might try a 70-yarder with him. Y'all be trying everything.
Hey, now they gonna drug. He gonna get that. He gonna have that note sitting at his locker. He gonna get drug tested in the morning, man. I don't think you want to do that.
And they be right down the middle too, man. Like
I
his
won't
field
put
goals,
past him though.
And then look, his field goals don't be like You watch, it's like, oh yeah, that's in. Like it's right down the middle.
That's in. It'd be so perfect, bro. It'd be so perfect, and then I like it when sometimes the ball just curve a little bit, just enough to go right up in there. I was like, okay, that's sweet. Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, appreciate you being the man of your word, coming on the show before and after you came before and after on the loss, came before and after on the dub. You know, so appreciate you being the man of your word. And any last words before you get off?
My last words is, man, bye. We got to play them good old Pittsburgh Steelers. Hey, I don't know what we linking up at, Vaughn, but you already know what time it is, man. Bring your terrible towel. Bring your do-rags, all that. It don't matter whatever they got. Because you're going to be leaving it where it's at, man. But no, other than that, though, man, shout out to Refuse to Lose, man. Hey, man, I see y'all on the show next week when it's Pittsburgh time. When Pittsburgh is on the menu. Yes, sir.
All right, Big O.
See you later, my bro.
Yes, sir.
My guy.
All right. There y'all go. My boy Dave, he had a little intermission. He had to check off for a second. He'll be back. But we got another guest for y'all. Like I promised y'all in the beginning, got another guest for y'all. And I'm loving his background. You know, we got one of my squads up there. You know, that time is coming up. But I'm gonna bring him up. You know, you guys know him, Buccaneers fan. You know, but you will see all the fans, the teams he likes on the back of his, background. But he's here to represent the Bucs, and he's gonna talk some other NFL topics. But let's bring up my boy Trent.
Yo, what's up, man? How are we doing?
We doing good. How about you?
Good, man. Friday night, feeling all right.
Okay, I like that. Let's get it. All right, let's get right to it, man. So, Big O, Carter was on talking about the Cowboys and Giants. I'm pretty sure you tuned into that game. I'm not sure if you were excited about the game. You walked away like, oh, that was a good game. This your quick roundup of that game, if you could.
Yeah, the Thursday night games are always, a little little tough to watch. I mean, I think the NFL does a good job trying to make them exciting with the division opponents. Bucs actually play next Thursday against the Falcons, so I think that's one way to bring the viewers in. But thought the Cowboys, with the exception of Aubrey missing there at the end, I felt like it was in the Cowboys' control most of the time. Malik Neighbors, wow, what a wide receiver, what a guy. It's going to be fun to watch him, but I think Cowboys handled business as they should have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I thought they would have handled it better, but it is what it is. All right. So look, man, we got to talk about these 3-0 teams. There are a few 3-0 teams out here, and somebody got to take an L. Maybe they all win. I don't know. Maybe they all win. But we're going to talk about which 3-0 team are more likely to take an L. And real quick, just to give y'all the 3-0 teams, we have the Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills, the Seattle Seahawks, and I'm missing one more. Seattle Seahawks
And the Vikings.
And the Vikings, Minnesota Vikings, surprisingly, led by Sam Darnold. Would have been y'all, but both picks.
Yeah.
But Trent, which 3-0 team are more likely to take their first L this Sunday?
Yeah, this Sunday, I think the Green Bay Packers are going to beat the Minnesota Vikings. I think with Jordan Love coming back healthy, I do think the Packers are the better team in that division. Monday night, the Lions do host the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks, that's probably the other susceptible team to not being 3-0 anymore, but Mike McDonald's done a great job. I think he's going to be the first coach to potentially go 4-0 since 2009. And if you remember back to that Baltimore game last year, the Ravens handled Detroit pretty well. So I think McDonald is a good coach. I like what they got going on in Seattle. So I like them against the Lions. And back to the Packers with Jordan Love being healthy, I just think that's a better matchup. I think the NFC North is the Packers division to lose. The Lions are obviously the representative from last year, but I just love what Jordan Love has to offer. And that Packers team is so young. Every time they play, they're getting better. They're learning together. Great wide receiver core in Reed, Wicks, Watson. So as long as they can play defense, which they've gotten better over the last few years, I think that they're a better team than Minnesota when healthy.
All right. So if you had an eye on one team, it's the Packers beating the Vikings.
Yeah, that would be mine because I believe the Steelers play the Colts.
Yes. The Steelers. Sorry,
so
Javon. The Steelers.
Yeah, the Steelers play the Colts, so I don't see the Steelers losing that game. I believe Kansas City's playing the Chargers, if I'm correct.
Yeah, they are.
So I like Kansas City in that game. And then the last 3-0 team would be, I'm forgetting. I looked at the matchups, but I think the two matchups. But
yeah. So we got Vikings in Green Bay, Steelers in Indianapolis. We have the Chiefs in LA, the Bills in Baltimore, and then the Seahawks in Detroit.
Yeah, so the Bills in Baltimore was the other one that I could see coin flip between the Ravens. I know we got a lot of Ravens fans in the chat. Carl, I see Carl down there typing. So I just think Buffalo's playing great football right now. Josh Allen, potential MVP front runner if we're giving out those awards this early. Yeah. And it seems like they're having a lot of fun and scoring a lot of points while doing it.
Yeah, so and then I know Carl mentioned, he said who's starting for Minnesota, and because Sam Darnold is dealing with an injury, so I think he's questionable for this week, so he might not even start. But I'm leaning towards you. I think there are 3 teams that could potentially lose their first game this week. I know that you didn't. I think you kind of on 2. I do think the Steelers will handle business against Anthony Richardson. We're talking about the number 1 defense in the NFL. And Anthony Richardson, he is probably the most inconsistent quarterback in the NFL. I mean, like, it's times when I'm watching, I'm like, whoa, that was a throw. And then and another time, I'm like, what kind of throw is that? Like so. And his decision making, like sometimes I remember he threw that interception last week in the end zone. That was crazy. So I think the Steelers can handle business, but I wouldn't be surprised if they win. But I think Steelers will handle business. And then you go to the Chiefs. I mean, are we really going to pick against the Chiefs? Justin Herbert is dealing with an injury right now. One of the players, the Chargers. The Chiefs have a hard time against with the Chargers. Is Derwin James. He's suspended for a game. He's not playing. So that's a big loss for them right there. So I got to go with the Chiefs. But normally the Chiefs and Chargers, they battle. It's a battle almost every time they play. You got Jim Harbaugh there now, bringing a new coach. Their defense is actually playing well, So surprisingly, and for Justin Herbert, so I'm going with the Chiefs now. Bills against the Ravens. Ravens at home. I do see the Ravens winning. I actually picked the Ravens to win, so I'm going to go with that. Seahawks and Lions. Now look, Seahawks, Bo Nix, Jacoby Brissett, Skylar Thompson. Now they got to play a high-powered Detroit Lions offense in Detroit on Monday night. So this is the biggest test for McDonald. Now, like you said, they beat the Ravens The Ravens beat them last year 38-6. So McDonald had Detroit's number last year, but that was when Detroit was in that bad stretch. They lost to Chicago, I think, also, and they lost to the Ravens. They went through a bad stretch last year. But if I had to pick any of the teams, I'm going with the Seahawks losing. I got them losing. And then when I go to the Green Bay Packers and the Vikings defense is awesome. They made CJ Stroud look ordinary. They made Brock Purdy look ordinary, and they made Daniel Jones look like Daniel Jones. But when you see Malik Willis, I don't know how he would respond with that Vikings defense. And one thing that Brock Purdy said, he told Brian Flores, man, you got a crazy scheme. You see how some of the Packers they put out there, some defenses, they look like they're going to do one thing, and it turns to something else, just like that. So I don't know how that would work with Malik Willis, but Jordan Love is back. I think he's questionable, though. Is he starting?
He's questionable, so I think everything I was seeing said he's going to play, but we'll see.
Yeah, because I know last week he was
reason I was going with the Packers.
Yeah, if Jordan Love's playing, that's still tough, though, man. The Vikings playing well, but Vikings got to get hit off their high horse eventually, and Sam Darnold is questionable. So, yeah, but I am picking the Packers to win, though. I think the Packers will win. I think the Bills will lose to the I think the Packers will win, the Ravens will win, and I think that the Lions will win and the Seahawks will lose. But if I had to pick one, I'm going with the Seahawks to lose.
No, I agree. That's a good pick. I think the Lions are one of those teams that are, obviously I got to watch them play against Tampa week 2. Tampa clearly did not have a good week 3. So I think maybe vicariously through Tampa, I have my reservations with the Lions this season. I think last year was kind of that, honeymoon team where this is the Lions. This is the playoff droughts, the get into the championship game. So I think the Lions are definitely highly talented. I'm just interested to see with how well the Vikings are playing, how well the Packers could potentially be playing when Jordan Love is healthy. I just don't think that it's going to be a walk in the park for the Lions to beat other teams this year. So. We'll see though. I'm definitely have my reservations with Detroit this year.
I think they play well against the Cardinals. They play better against the Cardinals. Play the offense kind of click more against them. But we're gonna get to y'all. Speaking of the Buccaneers got a big game this weekend. They gotta play the Philadelphia Eagles. They say Todd Bowles own Jalen Hurts. Well, we're gonna see this Sunday. They play in Tampa, and they saying the temperature is looking like 99 plus with the humidity. Woo! It's crazy. So, Trent, who wins this game and why?
Well, first and foremost, I just want to, say hi to all the Philly fans in the chat that couldn't make the show tonight. I get it's Friday night, a lot of plans going on, so it's all good. But with that said, Tampa, shout out to Tampa. I hope everyone down in that area is doing okay. Kind of had a hurricane roll through there just the last couple of days, so some flood and some dealing with that. Oddly enough, 2 years ago, exactly on the date, was the last hurricane in Florida, and they were playing the Eagles that weekend. So it's crazy, like deja vu almost.
Come on, man.
The Buccaneers lost that game, but this is a new year, a new team, a new scenario, and I'm gonna roll with the Bucs here, Joe. I would never come on this show and lie, but I'm also not gonna come on here and pick the Eagles. So that's just not how it rolls. I will say Tampa, after the hot 2-0 start, was definitely humbled last week against the Broncos. Baker Mayfield, red flag number one is Baker Mayfield's been sacked 15 times the last 2 weeks. So missing our right tackle, starting right tackle, has been huge. The backup has not obviously been filling in well, but at the end of the day, there's more than just one lineman there. So as a collective unit, especially with Tristan Wirfs being on the left side of that, one of the highest paid tackles in the NFL, the coaching staff himself got to take more of accountability and leadership at that position and at that position group. Now, I will say every team deals with injuries, so I'm not going to sit here and say the Bucs are hurt, but every NFL team is hurt. But there is context to it. We've been playing without Winfield Jr. last week. We played without Vita Vea last week. We've been playing all season without Kalijah Kancey on defense. So the Buccaneers actually dropped on their injury report yesterday, had 19 guys listed on the injury report, and 17 of them were starters. So not to say that all 17 of those guys aren't going to play. Realistically, we'll probably be down 4 or 5 of those guys. So it's a tough situation for Tampa. It's a situation that I was aware of to start the season, as other NFL fans are. When your starters get hurt, it's a next man up league, next man up mentality. So you kind of just have to, every team's hurt, like I said. So you kind of have to roll with that. I think one thing the Bucs have been doing well is converting on third down, if you take away last week. And they were number 1 in the NFL in explosive plays after week 2. Week 3 was not indicative of that at all. But I think if we can, get the Eagles defense on their heels a little bit, Baker can have time to throw. I have all the faith in Chris Godwin. He's been having a great year. And then, we have Hall of Famer Mike Evans out there as well. So I really still do love our wide receiver matchups against their DBs and their secondary, as well as they should probably love their wide receiver matchups against our secondary, although I know Devontae Smith isn't playing. And then I don't know if A.J. Brown is still questionable or what the case is with him. But I really do see a high-scoring game. I think it's 2 good offenses. Obviously, Philly's been rolling with Saquon. I think Jalen Hurts is, as much as he's been throwing to the other team, I think he's still capable of getting the ball down the field. He plays well against Tampa at times. And then, the last 2 playoff games, Todd Bowles just kind of had him figured out. So I do have comfort in knowing that it's a familiar opponent. I know Bowles is scheming something up to make Hurts feel uncomfortable, which is why I think the Buccaneers are going to win this game. I'll say 28 to. No, we need a field goal in there. I'll say 31-26. 31-26 Tampa. So I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think both defenses are going to have trouble. I'm hoping Baker has more time to throw the ball. Like I said, he's been harassed these last 2 weeks. I think he has the least amount of time to throw in the NFL right now for NFL starters. So got to really clean up that offensive line. Got to get those guys. The fact that we beat the Lions in week 2 and Aiden Hutchinson had 5 sacks and the team had 7 was a feat in itself. So really need to get that offensive line cleaned up. And then another thing I was really excited about this year was our run game. And quite frankly, it just has still been non-existent. We do have the backup I talked about at the preseason show, Bucky Irving. I think he's been helping out Rachaad White. Rachaad White's been also banged up with some injuries throughout the year. So we're just a really banged up football team to start the season. I think when guys, health is wealth for everybody. I think and hope when guys are back playing together, things click. But for now, we just gotta kind of play it on a week by week basis, clean up the offensive line, get Baker more time, and really try to establish a run game. Because if we become one dimensional, You see what happens with the Broncos. If we can't establish a run game, then Baker just doesn't have a chance. So with that said, I know the Eagles are a tough opponent. I definitely wouldn't be shocked if Tampa got out of there and didn't come out with a win, but I'm hoping for a win and I'm predicting a win.
Yeah, man. Like when I was thinking about this game, like who I got, I originally picked y'all preseason and I picked y'all on Unfazed and on Tuesday. And then I'm sitting back, like you said, y'all dealing with injuries on both sides of the trenches. Defensively, people not realizing that you're not really getting a lot of pressure like I usually do because of the Vita, especially Vita Vea being out. They say he's questionable. He should play this week, but y'all should be like at least healthier this week on the line. Like you said, the Eagles are also dealing with injuries. Both of their receivers, we know Devontae Smith is out. AJ is questionable. Most likely he's going to be out though. Lane Johnson is on the injury report. He might not play, and that's going to be huge in y'all advantage if Lane Johnson doesn't play. Because we all know Hurts is different without Lane Johnson. That's a security guard for real. That's a bouncer. But, like you said, Baker, man, he's been sacked fourth most in the NFL. He's been hurried and blitzed more than anybody else in the NFL. And even when we played y'all, I mean, we were in the backfield constantly. And now everybody we play, we can't even get in the backfield. It's like, okay. So now, one thing about y'all that I'll be keeping my eye on is Mike Evans. I feel like Mike Evans hasn't got off yet. And against us, he had those, he did against us. But it don't say much. He only has 15 targets the whole year. It's not Mike Evans. Chris Godwin got 10 more targets than him. Chris Godwin's playing well. He's getting back to form. I think that's a green flag for y'all. And but with the Eagles side, Saquon is gonna be the key on y'all defense. I mean, Philly is definitely using Saquon. Saquon got the second most attempts in the NFL, which I'm surprised about. He's leading the NFL in rushing yards. Jalen Hurts, while being blitzed this year, he's playing much better. He's been blitzed the 10th most in the NFL. Completing 31% of his passes in the blitz. So that's pretty good. But he doesn't get blitzed often though. Like nobody's up under the pressure throughout the whole game, and that's something y'all would do when y'all play Hurts. So I'm curious to see how this game gonna fall out. I'm picking y'all. I'm sticking with it. But I'm not gonna lie, I won't be surprised if Philly come through here because I think watching that Saints game, we saw Derek Carr and the Saints did not be pressured the whole year until they played Philly. It's just went up a notch, and then y'all having y'all issues of protecting Baker. That's what I'm curious to see how that gonna look. Baker with all that pressure against Philly.
No, I agree, 110%.
Yeah,
that's why I think both sides of the ball, defensively, I think both teams are going to have their struggles, but whoever pressures the quarterback and gets the quarterback ultimately wins the game.
Yeah. And do you think this is a big game for y'all? Because you got the Saints and Falcons this weekend also. And the Saints, you and Saints, y'all tied 2-1. Y'all know how this division is. Lately, this division, whoever will get 9 or 10 wins, they win this whole thing. I feel like this division is more competitive than people thought it would be. Because after this, y'all got back-to-back, division games. I got the Falcons and the Saints. So do you think like this is a big game for y'all?
I find it hard to say it's a huge game, just, being week 4. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you want to win. Every win in the NFL is tough and hard to come by. So I think you do want to win. But like you just alluded to, we have back-to-back division games right after this. So if we go 2-1 in the next 3, I would probably rather it be 2-0 against the division opponents than the Eagles win. With, like you said, these division wins are going to be massive in a division where it's been separated by a game margin with it over the last few years, being such a low win total added, with that. So do I want to beat the Eagles? Living here in Pennsylvania, of course I want to beat the Eagles. You know how I feel about the Philly fans. I mean, it's all love, but yeah, I don't think it's a must win. As much as I want to win, I don't think it's a must win. Just with the nature of the beast, like I said, week 4, not a division game. I think the next 2 weeks are more detrimental to our playoff chances and hopes. But you want to win every game, and you want to have that confidence going into this game's at home. You want to win at home. You want to defend your turf after just absolutely laying an egg against Denver. You want to get that home swagger back, and you want to springboard that into a short trip. You got to travel up to Atlanta on Thursday night, and then you got to go play the Saints. I believe the Saints are back at home.
Yeah, no, y'all back to back on the road.
Back to back. Okay, so we go away both. Okay, so we're away both. So yeah, I mean, gear up, get the confidence going at home. Gear up for the road trip against your division opponents. So must win. I don't think so, but obviously you want to win. You want to win more than you want to lose.
Yeah, same, Blaze. I think it'll be a good game. Y'all schedule, man. Whew. Between now and the bye week, it's pretty tough. Looking at it,
Yeah.
y'all got a bye week, week 11. How do you feel about that? Having a late bye week. But before I ask that question, you got a late bye week out week 11. But leading up to that bye week, let's call it the opponents. You play at home in Philly. You play at home in Tampa against Philly. Then you got you're in Atlanta. You're in New Orleans. Then you're Monday first. You're in Atlanta. Thursday night you're in New Orleans. Then Monday night you're home playing Baltimore. Then after that you're still home playing Atlanta again. Then you leave Monday night and go to Kansas City and play the Chiefs. Then you go back home and play the 49ers. So like that's not an easy schedule.
It's a tough schedule. It's the fruit of being a division winner last season. Obviously, that's how you get some of those opponents. But Tomo and I actually talked about this on the pregame or on the preseason show. The Bucs were 4-7 last year going into their bye week, so it was week 12. The Bucs were 4-7 last year, and then won their 5 out of 6 to go 9-8 and win the division. So, sometimes that bye week late is the pit stop. Tomo and I think alluded to it as a pit stop. Sometimes that's the pit stop you need. So if depending on if we're going into that bye week, beat up, and it's of course we're probably going to be banged up because we just played 11 straight weeks. But with that said, if you can get into that week 11 somewhere around 500, just over 500, you have the rest of the season. And I think other than Atlanta, you're going to have 2 opponents after that bye week, 2 division opponents after that bye week to finish the season.
Yeah.
So you got to lock into 2 division games after the bye week, and then the 4 other games remaining.
You got the Panthers twice, and you got the Saints.
The Panthers. Okay. So so we got the Panthers twice, and then so 3. So half of your games are division games after that bye week. So you still got to lock in, and that's if the division history repeats itself, those are going to be 3 very meaningful games come December.
And because the second half of your bye is based on the teams how we look at them right now, is favorable matchups versus the first half. You got the Giants, Panthers, Raiders, Chargers, Cowboys, Panthers again, the Saints. Our bye week is week 14.
Yeah, it's the latest possible, right?
Yeah, like week 14. I'm like, dang, So, but yeah, it's gonna be a good game. Like you said, it's gonna be a good game. I do want to ask you one more question before you get off. I know we got it's on 55, but your offensive coordinator, man, is in Carolina, and a lot of people was throwing him to the dirt because he benched Bryce Young for Andy Dalton. I haven't had a chance to talk about that. So, how do you feel about the job he's doing so far in Carolina?
I mean, I think he's doing a fairly good job with the cards he's been dealt. I've seen a lot of the reason they brought Canales to Carolina was because of the success he had with Baker. So that would indicate to me that they brought him there to work with Bryce Young and try to develop Bryce Young, and it just hasn't really worked. I don't know where that call came from, if it was a coaching decision, if it was a management decision.
They say it was his.
They say it was his? Okay. Well, in that case, I mean, it's tough. I don't know. I don't know if that's how you necessarily win over the fan base, but at the end of the day, Andy Dalton came in there last week and threw a lot of good footballs and won a football game. So at some point, I think that was the Panthers' first win in 15 months. So at some point, you gotta go where the wins are. So Andy Dalton's going to be the guy that's going to compete and at least give you guys a chance, and you can protect Bryce Young that way. Bryce Young, could he be a trade piece? Would a team like Miami be interested in him? Who knows? I think there's good and bad from it. I don't really know how to think of it. It was a confusing situation for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I think as long as you're winning football games, though,
yeah,
you gotta roll with the hot hand.
Yeah, I think he's pressured because of the ownership. Look what he just did at Frank Wright. Like within 1 year, you fired this man. Like they impatient. So I feel like he's doing what he could to win, and he made the right decision. But he also mentioned like Bryce is the future, but he needs to learn from Andy Dalton. Basically, he got thrown to the fire too soon. Now Vaughn asked a question. He said, "Shout out to Vaughn, Mr. RBO. Make sure you subscribe to Real Ballers Only." Will Baker toast the secondary again?
Well, like we talked about, I mean, I hope so. If he has time to throw, it's going to be big on that offensive line. If he has time in the pocket, I fully believe in Chris Godwin's ability to get open, Mike Evans' ability to get open. I think they both have favorable matchups. Our wide receiver 3, Jalen McMillan, has been he was put on the injury report today. So might see a little bit more of Trey Palmer. Eagles fans remember him from the end zone in the playoff game. So I don't know. It will be interesting to see. I think, like I said, as long as Baker gets time, I think the wide receivers are in a good spot.
Mm-hmm. I do like that. I do like that matchup for y'all though. I feel like this is gonna be the best receiving core they play. A lot of people say the Packers, but Packers got a bunch of number 2s and 3s. They don't have a clear cut number 1 in my opinion. I don't think Christian Watson is a clear cut number 1. Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, those are number 1 type receivers right there, and veterans too. So and like we talked about, Mike Evans only 15 targets. He's looking to eat this weekend. So, all right, man. My fellow Sacramento Kings fan, I wish I could ask you a Sacramento Kings question, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that another day. But any last word before you get off?
Nah, man. Just always thanks for having me. Looking forward to a good weekend of football. Penn State's got a big game, or where's Penn State? Penn State's got a big game. The Bucs got a big game, so it'll be exciting times. Yeah, I've been watching the. You know how I feel about the Commanders. I got a village of people who are hype about JD5 right now. I told you I was going to be. I told you I was going to be rooting for y'all outside of the Bucs game, and I'm a man of my word. So I like everything y'all got going on as well. I wish y'all the successes. But yeah, man, good to see you. Thanks for having me, and go Bucs.
And lastly, sorry, because you kind of skipped
You're
one
good.
team. The Red Sox. How you feel about them being eliminated?
Hey, man, I know Teddy's over here sending me championship reels and everything. The Yankees are the Yankees. Credit due. Red Sox. It was one of those things where I was sad to see how it ended, but I wasn't expecting much to begin the season. I think we competed for a good portion of the season. They were playing meaningful baseball until last month, really. I mean, technically this month still too, but young team. We got a lot of homegrown talent. This is one of the better farm systems the Red Sox have had in a long time. So I don't, growing up a Red Sox fan, you're so used to the money being well spent. And this is a little bit different version of the Red Sox. So as long as they take that approach and roll with it, I'm okay with it. But just don't get, we got to have a plan and stick to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. We got to get you on BWT. Yeah, man. All right, Trent. Appreciate you, man. You stay safe.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Let's get it. There y'all go, man. My boy Trent came on representing the Buccaneers. We got a lot of football this Sunday. And look, my last word is this, y'all. That's all I got to say. Appreciate the R2L Network. Appreciate the R2L family. We really appreciate y'all. Click the link in the description so you can become a member, or you can follow us on Instagram at Refuse to Lose Sports. Send us a DM message, a direct message. let us know that you want to become a member, and we'll tell you how through Instagram. But yeah, man, we got a lot of great football this Sunday and Monday. We got a doubleheader on Monday night once again. Me being the Commander fan, we have the Cardinals. This is Cliff Kingsbury's revenge game. So that's a lot of stakes in that, especially fresh off that win against the Bengals. So we're excited about that. I will be tuning in to the Ravens and Bills game. I will be tuning in to the Steelers and Colts. I will be tuning in to the Eagles and Tampa Bay. I'll be tuning in to almost everything, but those games I'll be really tuning into for sure. And yeah, man. Oh yeah. Saturday. Oh yeah, we got football. Yeah, Saturday night. Shout out to CTC, Carl Tucker Collins. He had an episode late last night, early this morning, whatever you want to call it. It was after midnight. So make sure you tune into that. But yeah, y'all, I appreciate y'all for staying to the end. You know, first place Joe was here. Last place Dave ain't not here. Shout out to my boy Dave. And third place Tomo not here either. Shout out to my boy Tomo. Happy birthday to your sister. But that's all we have for y'all today. And we'll see y'all at the next episode. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.